In the following tutorial I will spend a little bit of time and we will go through a variety of props that we can use inside Left 4 Dead inside Hammer editor. First one that I'm going to talk about is a prop static, which is a most basic prop that you end up using inside Left 4 Dead. And what a prop static is a model that is basically a solid object. So most of these objects that I have in here in my cafeteria scene, they're defined as a prop static. So if I double click on this, you can see that this is a prop static, which is just a solid object, cannot be moved. Now the next one up is called a prop physics. If you shoot it, if you touch it, if you use it, it'll react to you, to the player. So some of the prop physics that I have in my scene are, for example, these chairs, they're prop physics. So if I walk up to them and I shoot them, they'll react accordingly. Some of the things on my table, prop physics, are the same way, as well as these trash cans. They're also prop physics. Next one up is a prop dynamic. Now prop dynamics, they're used for things such as if you have moving objects and they're animatable. And the reason you would use a prop dynamic for things like, let's say you want to do a fan. So this fan right now is set as a prop dynamic. You can parent things to a prop dynamic which allow them to be movable, and it's parented to a function rotating. That's allowed to rotate the fan. And the last one that I want to talk about is a prop ragdoll. And prop ragdoll allows you to have ragdoll physics applied to a model. And for example, for this infected, it's set to prop ragdoll. Inside the game, it'll act as a prop ragdoll, so when you go inside the game, it'll be laid over the table. So first one, let's say I want to insert a couple of objects right in here. So go to your entity tool, type in prop underscore static, and put it in here. Now double click, and on the world model, you click on browse, and here you can insert any of the models that you need. So if you type anything into filter options, you're able to search through a variety of Left 4 Dead categories. So I am going to type in shelves. So double click these wooden shelves. So now I need to go to my side view and position it on the floor. So here I have my shelves set up. Now the next one I want to insert is going to be a prop physics. So what I usually do is I take the same prop that I have, I press shift, and I duplicate it. So now I have a duplicate of it, and once I have it, I double click. Under class, you're able to change to any other class of entity that you need. So in this case, I'm going to change it to prop physics. Click apply, and then under world model, click browse again and insert something that's I'm able to move around. This couple of soda cans. The way you can tell if the object has dynamic properties, physics, or static property is by clicking on info right here. It'll tell you if it has physics property or if it has a static property. So I know this has physics properties applied to it, so I can use props physics and use the scan, and it'll render in game, it'll act accordingly. So click double click on the beer can, click apply, and now we have it. I'm going to zoom in a little bit closer and place it right here. I just take this and I just shift click, drag it across, double click, click browse, type in book, and I see a couple of books in here, and if I check under physics, I'm able to use that in prop physics. Click OK, click apply, and I have a couple of books, and then I just need to rotate them and just set them right up against the wall. So next one is, let's insert a prop ragdoll. So let's put a dead infected here. So let's just insert a new entity, and it's prop Ragdoll, click, insert, then double click on it, go on the world model, browse, and type in body. So let's insert this military male, double click, click apply, and let's rotate him. And when in game, he will fall down, similar to this female model. She'll just fall on the table. And for the last one, which is called a prop dynamic, and I'm just gonna cover it briefly. So first, I have a prop static, which the wall model is a ceiling fan. And then the second one I have is a prop dynamic, and prop dynamic will allow us to have this fan rotatable. I need to create a small brush and turn it into an entity called function rotating. So by creating a small brush, and it's a tiny brush as you can see, so I have the brush right in here. I applied an invisible texture to it, and the way you do that is you go to a face edit sheet, you click on browse, and you type in invisible. It shows up, and then you're able to apply it to the whole brush. So you definitely don't want to see this brush in games, so I set it to invisible. So by double clicking on it, right now it's just a brush. So you want to select it, press Ctrl T, and you want to set the class to function rotating. So once you have function rotating set, you want to name it, and I will name mine as fan blade. Click apply. So my fan blade is set to prop dynamic, and I want to parent this to the function rotating entity that I just set, and the name of it is fan blade. Click apply. So there's a few things under this entity that you can set. You have maximum rotation speed, which I will set it to maybe 75. You can have friction. You can add sound to it. Under flags, you can check to start on, so it starts on when the map starts. Now you know how to insert 4 different types of entities into your map. And there's a couple of other things. Right now I have 2 of these tables set in here. One of them is set to a prop static, which is this one, and this one is set to a prop physics. And I want to show you that by setting the wrong type of a prop entity, this table will not show up in game. It will not render. And the reason is if we double click and we go to the world model, click on browse, it'll show us this table. When you go under info, we have physics checked off. That this table will render just fine because it's set as a prop static, and this one will not render because it's set to prop physics. So I will show you how this turns out to be in game. It'll just disappear. So make sure you set the specific type for each prop for it to render properly in game. So now inside the game, let me grab my weapon. So we have a can. I shoot it and it acts. This is a solid, so it acts as a wooden shelf should. Books, we can shoot the books and they all fly individually. We have this guy on the floor lying around and he acts as a ragdoll. We have the fan. Both of these are rotating at different speeds. This one is set to 75. We had 2 tables here. One rendered just fine, the other one did not because it was set to a wrong property. Most of this on the table stuff can be shot. Set to prop physics, physics, more physics. Ragdoll, we can see that she fell on top of the table. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and stay tuned for a lot more.